Welcome to the Superfast TouchDesigner tutorial series. In this tutorial, we will learn how to animate letters using GLSL with some text tops sent to a switch top driven entirely by an LFO chop and a count chop. By referencing our count channel directly, we automate the logic through a GLSL script that outputs letter instances to draw the main font input, which, by the way, you can download directly from my Patreon if you want to bypass the setup. Perfect, let's look at the network structure. Chapter 1. Overview. We start by generating our typography using multiple text tops, which feed directly into a switch top. Next, we build a sequential trigger using an LFO chop and the count chop to cycle through our letters automatically. Then, we push this data stream into a feedback loop built with a feedback top and blur top to create a fading trail effect. Finally, we composite an animated ramp top for color and pass everything through a GLSL top for exact shader processing. And by the way, if you want to master these setups or find beginner courses and start getting feedback on your patches, I recommend joining over 400 students in my school community, linked below. Alright, let's start the tutorial. Chapter 2, Network. Okay, let us start creating our typography. Bring in a text top. Set the text parameter to H, and set the font size X to 200. Connect this to the first input of a switch top. Duplicate the text top to write any word you want, then plug all of them into a switch top. We will use the switch top to alternate the inputs one by one. For this, we will need to set up a simple chop logic. So, bring in an LFO chop. Change the type to pulse. Connect the LFO chop to the first input of a count chop. On the count chop, change the limit to loop min max and set the limit maximum value. I will use 3, but you should use the value depending on how many text tops you are using. Before we assign this logic, I want to pause real quick. If you find this network interesting, but maybe do not want to build it all from scratch, you can just grab the finished project file on my Patreon. There are over 7,000 subscribers there who get access to all my project files, custom TouchDesigner plugins, and some free VJ packs. If you prefer to just jump straight in and experiment, the link for that is also in the description. Now head to that switch top. In the index parameter, reference the count chop. Connect the switch top to the first input of a feedback top. Now add a level top. In the level top inside the post page, change the opacity to 0.95. Connect this straight to the first input of an add top, and connect the switch top into the second input of the add top. Now inside the feedback top, drop the add top into the target parameter. Now our loop is closed. Connect the add top to the first input of a blur top. On this blur top, change the pre-shrink parameter to 2 and the filter size to 15. Connect it to the first input of a composite top. By the way, if you are enjoying this and want to learn a bit more about TouchDesigner, you are always welcome to join my school community. We have over 400 students learning together right now. It is a great place to find beginner courses, get feedback on your project files, and just network with other creators. If that sounds helpful to you, I will leave the link down in the description. Now let's add that scanner effect. For this, add a ramp top. Change the type to vertical, and animate the phase parameter with abstime.seconds divided by 5 to make it slow. Duplicate the last blur. Replace the input with the ramp top, and now set the filter size to 20. Connect this into the second input of the composite top. In the composite top, change the operation to add. Hook this to the first input of a GLSL top. Now drop a select top, and grab the switch top. Connect the select top into the second input of our GLSL top. Let's take a look at what this GLSL script is doing. To do this, I'll be using a tool I'm developing to help artists and creators work with and learn code more easily. I'll share more about that later. For now, let's break the code down step by step. Inputs and constants. We start by declaring uniform variables, which are values passed from the TouchDesigner interface into the shader. We also define the output variable frag color and a constant for pi to help with circular math. Coordinate normalization. Inside the main function, we calculate the normalized coordinates, UVs, which range from 0 to 1 across the screen. We then initialize the pixel color to black, effectively clearing the frame buffer for this pixel. Grid discretization. To create a grid, we divide the screen into cells. Using the floor function allows us to group many pixels into a single step, creating a pixelated or discrete coordinate. We use this to sample a noise top at the center of each grid cell. Depth and local space. The mix function interpolates the noise value to define a scale. We use modulo math to calculate local UVs, a coordinate system that restarts from 0 to 1 inside every single grid cell. Dividing by scale makes the shapes within the cells larger or smaller. Rotation logic. We map the noise value, 0 to 1, to a full circle, 0 to 2 pi. This angle is used to construct a rotation matrix, mat2. Multiplying our local coordinates by this matrix rotates the individual shape inside the cell. Texture mapping and output. Finally, we use the transformed coordinates to sample a second input, the arrow texture. We include a bounds check to ensure we don't repeat the texture accidentally. If the sampled pixel is not transparent, high alpha channel, we update the final pixel color. Perfect. Let's head back into TouchDesigner to wrap this up. Now add a null top to view the output. You can name it out if you like. I hope you've successfully completed this tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments.